Hello everyone and welcome to Zidam Astrology once again. This is your continuing tarot series. I hope that you have been happy, healthy and safe, and let's hope that this reading will give you a new beginning, a change and a transformation. Okay, Water Trine, we start with the period August 22nd to September 11th. 2022 for you, and the first card in the 5-card spread is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is an external card, so that there are factors that you have no control over for your situation or your goal for this period, and your question is all about probably marriage, wise counsel, tradition, convention, sticking to the tried and true methods, not taking a risk, and it's all about learning and reverting to traditional roots. That would be the message from the Hierophant. It is important that you not make any decision on your own, that you take wise counsel. Seek the completion of your education, of your research, of you understanding the full picture of what is happening with you and where you want to go. Do not take shortcuts. Do not take shortcuts, because this is a traditional setting where everything has to be done by the book. Everything has to be done in a traditional way. You cannot skip, you cannot say that you are cutting short one path to go on to another. You will have to start all over. You will have to have that new beginning, because there are no shortcuts with the Hierophant. You have to simply educate yourself at a higher level, where a new beginning starts as a result. And what is the heart of the situation? The heart of the situation comes from the 5 of Pentacles, where you have had some bad luck. You think the world is against you. You have some scarcity and misery, but it's more of nature where you feel that you are struggling in the dark. You have been panicked about your situation and you don't know which way to go now. And the Hierophant is saying, drop back to that traditional way, drop back to the true and tried way. Do not take risk, work it out. Your mountain debts and losses can be mitigated by you dropping back to the traditional values, by you seeking wise counsel, so that you would not feel swamped. You would not feel like you have reached the limit and you can't go further. Help is out there for you if you are not too proud to ask. You need to be open about your situation, and your predicament will receive support from others around you. Don't feel ashamed or humiliated, because this is what the 5 of Pentacles is telling you. Your attitude is fueling this sense of loss. Take the advice, ask for help, because you need it. You need the help right now. You need that wise counsel. So this is the heart of the situation. And your character right now should be coming through from the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is commitment, discipline, patience, toil for rewards, ambitious, so that you need to build yourself. And when the Knight of Pentacles arrives on a reading, it tells you that he wants to make your dream come true. So you want to make your dream come true. You want to be practical, but you want your dreams and the romantic notions of your goals to come true. But it can only come true right now if you do not take risk. And you might be this person or you may not. But if you are not this person, then seek counsel from somebody who is reliable. Like when your car shuts down, you call the mechanic. He has been with you since you bought the car years ago. If your tire is flat, you call assistance, because they come and do their job. They know what to do. They have the tools for it. So this is the person that you are seeking to guide you and give you counsel to secure yourself and your home and your resources. And this is a person of action, practical, reliable, and You need to find someone like that to guide you right now, to improve your situation, and even to give you that stability for some time to come. And what it is you have to leave in the past, or give up in the future, it is the Eight of Cups, coming from the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about letting go. So you have some baggage where you have the upright cups full of emotion. So you might be overflowing with emotions right now. Your heart may be ruling your head. You probably seeing some opportunities in front of you, but they have a high level of risk, but you want to take that risk because you want quick results. But quick results is not for you. You have to be the Knight of Pentacles, where it's stable, reliable, and over time. Look back on what you have done in your past, a relationship or something may be holding you back. You are holding on to something that is bringing you this emotional baggage. The Eight of Cups, you feel abandoned. You feel that someone is pulling away from you, or that there's a key issue that you don't understand because you're not hearing from a particular person, and you are looking at that lonely road in front of you where you can fall off the cliff, but you are sitting pretty. You are there, the moon is bright, the clouds are in the sky, but they are not raining on you. They are not raining in your parade. There is nothing around you that gives you any kind of danger. So you are there just isolating yourself and not understanding the kind of support that you have. So let go of the baggage, turn your back on the past, end a cycle that is bringing you this feeling of abandonment and negativity. And it suggests the possibility of having to leave a partner, a home, or even your country. But at the end of the day, you have to move on. You have lost interest in something, so you need to say goodbye. Don't hang on for emotional reasons, and that is the essence of the advice that is coming for you, Water Trine. This is the soul searching that you must do, the quest of finding yourself. This for you is a voyage of personal delivery. And what is the outcome? The outcome comes from the Ace of Swords, where you have the green light, where it's telling you use your head, not your heart. And it comes right after the Eight of Cups. And the Ace of Swords is always about new plans, communication, two sides of the story, new ideas, a breakthrough, and when this card appears, know that you are experiencing a new beginning, or a moment in time where the gift of clarity is abundant for you. This card is an empowering card, but the important message here is to remember is that with great power comes great responsibility. Intellect and rational thought is favored here with the Ace of Swords when you see the Ace of Swords. And use your head over your heart, use your head over your heart to make decision. And if you do, your answer is most definitely yes. In whatever you seek to do, whatever you seek to achieve, whatever you seek to understand for this period, Water Trine. And it is telling you, it is telling you the outcome is going to be yes to a question. And the Ace of Swords often represents a new attitude replacing an old one. So that sense of abandonment is an old attitude you should have. With this clarity, you can now see both sides of the situation, because the sword is double-edged. You are now in a position to judge wisely. So get away from that abandonment, that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of negativity. You may find this very easy or very difficult, depending on the decision you're making and how you are looking at the decisions that you have to make. You may find this, that your mental sharpness is not as focused as you want, but you have to listen to both sides, not only the emotional side, you have to listen to the rational side. Mental sharpness and focused concentration is necessary, so that if you have been involved in conflict or an ongoing negotiation, this ace can signal a breakthrough for you, because the Ace of Swords cuts through trivial issues to reach a balanced solution for both sides. The sword suit deals with matters of the law and legalities, so the ace may suggest the beginning of some legal issues for you. The pen is mightier than the sword, we see. So to avoid misunderstandings, arguments, or even legal action in the future, make sure to get everything in writing before agreeing to anything. So, Water Trine, this is the analysis and reading for you for August 22nd to September 11, 2022. And remember, the Water Trine signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this is the reading for you. I always wish to include Bhagwan in my videos because he has brought me this far, and I wish that he will carry me further through my actions and thoughts and words and deeds. I always wish the same to you. I usually end my videos on this slide, but I'd like to indicate that, because of this new concept that I've brought in to Zidam Astrology with the Trine concept of giving you three horoscope signs instead of individual signs for a reading, I have made a tutorial slide that I've left at the end of this video for you to look at, for you to digest, for you to understand. If you have any questions or queries, drop me a line at Zidam Astrology or at zida55@outlook.com. And this is how I work, this is how I do my teaching. I always like to share, I always like to transfer knowledge. So thank you once again for staying with me, for sticking with me. I ask that you share, you sign up, you subscribe. Be happy, healthy, and safe until we meet again. This is just a reminder on what the water trine signs are. They are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I have gone through this information on previous videos on my channel. So should you have any questions, please drop me a line at zida55@outlook.com or on my blog zidamastrology.com. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the Trine concept to read horoscopes at Zidam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the Trine concept. And this is a Kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your Kundali because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods. And you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zedam Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. You know, it is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day, for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, or dharma, is the primary aim of human life, since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is artha, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a third trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the 4th trine. But I use the 1st trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the Dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that Dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life, you know, and this is what the Dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example, so that this random Kundali or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant, and with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the 1st house. The 1st house will be Aries, the 5th house will be Leo, and the 9th house will be Sagittarius, and this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine. And with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your first house, Sagittarius will be your fifth, and Aries will be your ninth. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to the next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the Earth trine, and the Earth trine can begin with Taurus. And if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your ninth house, you will have Capricorn. And this is your Earth trine. Then your air trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your air trine. And obviously your water trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, a dharma, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that first house is you are born, then fifth house is your children, and the ninth house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother. Your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the Dharma trine here is what connects each of these three signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck. And the tarot deck, as we know it, has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac astrology, the source code of astrology. So that this is what I find with the commonalities. There are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. This is the basic. And if we have to talk about, a tarot spread, that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin, because three of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine, so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up, and subscribe, review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much. This final informational slide tells you about its synergy between Vedic astrology and tarot based on my research at Zeram Astrology. And I ask that you look at it, you understand it, you digest it. If you don't understand, as I said, look at my previous videos or drop me a line at zedamastrology.com or zeta55 at outlook.com.